further ado, we'll go ahead and get started. So we're going to do some brief introductions, but before we do, if you can all in the chat put your name, pronouns, your year, and your area of study, that would be great. It would really help us out. I'll get started and introduce myself. My name is Jasmine Theyo. I am an event specialist here at the Mike and Renee Child Institute for Innovation and Entrepreneurship, and I am helping coordinate this year's Little Bang competition. And I'll let Nikki introduce herself as well.
Hi there, everyone. My name is Nikki Peterson. I am the Senior Program Manager at the Institute for Innovation and Entrepreneurship. Really excited about this year's competitions and so glad you all are joining us.
Great. So just going to give everyone a quick rundown of what we'll be going over during this session. We'll be talking about some of the key details about the competition, the application process itself, what deliverables are going to be expected, upcoming dates and deadlines, Startup Tree, which is the platform that we are using for participants to register and submit those deliverables. We're going to be talking about some resources that can help you with the competition. We'll also be covering our upcoming Big Bang business competition and the Big Bang workshop series. And of course, we'll have time for a Q&A session at the end. This will be your chance to ask questions, but as the slide is going on, if you have any questions, feel free to put them in the chat. Awesome. All right, so before we get started, I wanted to just cover why there is value in participating in Little Bang. This is a great opportunity to explore and offer a solution to a problem that matters to you. It's a great opportunity to practice asking and both receiving feedback during the competition. When you're doing your live pitches, you'll get the opportunity to get feedback from 4 amazing judges. But during the feedback portion of the competition, which we'll be talking about in a couple of slides, it'll also be your opportunity to practice receiving feedback. It'll also be a great opportunity to build on your public speaking skills and to be in community and network. The event the day of is really fun. We try to make it as fun as possible, and it's a great learning opportunity, a great opportunity for growth. So we hope that you guys enjoy it. All right, perfect. So I'm going to give a brief competition overview. Little Bang is open to students. So as long as you are a high school student, an undergraduate student, graduate student, you are eligible to participate. The competition requires a poster submission, a 90-second pitch, and a customer call survey. I did want to take this chance to mention that the day of, when you're doing those live pitches, only one person is required to present the pitch. So if you have a team, only one person has to pitch it. Usually this is encouraged because 90 seconds go by really fast. There's going to be up to 12 grants of $1,000 that will be awarded. There's going to be one $500 People Choice Award. And we always like to invite participants to invite their families, their friends to watch them do their pitches, and also to vote for their poster for the People's Choice Award. You'll be receiving formal feedback from a panel of expert judges, as I mentioned, and it's also a great pathway to the Big Bang, which is coming up in March. So all that feedback that you receive will definitely be applicable. Great. All right, so now I'm going to jump into talking a little bit about the poster requirements and templates. So the posters must be presented in a 36 by 48 inch format. So it can be either portrait or landscape. You kind of can play around with that. We ask that you use a logo, pictures, and graphics wherever you deem appropriate. And in the coming slide, we have some very great examples so that you can kind of see what we mean by this. And then I'm just briefly going to cover what you are required to include in the poster. And all of this information that I'm talking about right now can also be found on our website, as well as the templates that you'll need to do so. So the first thing that you're going to have to cover is your business idea. So this is we're gonna ask you to tell us your business idea in 1 to 2 sentences, and then identifying the problem and the solution. So what is this problem that you're trying to solve, and how is your business idea going to address that problem? We're going to ask you to incorporate the 5 customer calls that you will be required to make. And we have a customer call survey linked on our website that we are requiring participants to use. Third thing that we're going to ask you to identify on that poster is the target market. And lastly, how is whatever it is that you are offering different from what is already out there? So doing some more market research. And again, I want to emphasize that the templates can be found on our website, all of this information as well. And I'll be sure to put the link in the chat. Perfect. And these were some of those posters that I was talking about. This was our 2024 Little Bang Pitch and Poster Competition. So the picture at the top left is actually what it'll look like when you're in the room doing the pitches in front of the judges and the live audience. And then the rest of the pictures are the posters out on the foyer during the feedback rounds or during that portion of the competition. It'll be the spectators' opportunity to go and see your pitches, for you to practice your pitches with the live audience before going in front of the judges. I want to mention that it's a free event to RSVP to, so invite your friends, invite your family. And as you can see, a lot of these teams are smiling. The event is a lot of fun. We'll try to make it as fun as possible. And then before I move on, I did want to mention one more thing about the poster requirements and templates. The cost of the poster will be covered by the Institute if you submit it to Reprographics by February 10th, 1 p.m. And I'll be going over the dates and deadlines shortly, so we'll talk about that in a little bit. Perfect. All right, and then if you're still in that beginning stage of the competition, we have this elevator pitch framework that can help get you started. It addresses 3 main points, and those are: what is it that you are offering, who is your target customer, and why does your value proposition matter? So like I said, if you're having a little trouble getting started, this is a great starting point. Yeah. Perfect. All right, covering submission deadlines and dates. So the very first one is February 6th of 1 p.m. This is the deadline to register for the competition. We're not quite asking you for any deliverables yet, just make sure to be registered. And then the February 10th deadline at 1 p.m. This is the deadline for all of those deliverables, so it's going to be the deadline to upload the PDF of your poster and submit those 5 customer call summaries to Startup Tree, as well as the deadline to send your poster to Reprographics for printing. And then February 13th from 6 to 8 p.m. is the day of that you'll be doing your live 90-second pitches to spectators and judges. Little Bang participants will be required to be present, but we are asking that participants be there by 5 p.m. So 6 to 8 p.m. is more so for the spectators, but you'll also be required to be there for that time frame. And we really want to emphasize that it's important to submit early. We always encourage you that if you run into any technical difficulties, you are more than welcome to reach out to us. You can reach out to us at aggieinnovators@ucdavis.edu, but I'll also have my email at the end of the presentation. So yeah, please submit early. We can't take any late work. Yes, so please submit early. Great. All right, and then moving on to those Big Bang workshops. This is a great resource that I would encourage you all to take advantage of. It's a great opportunity to learn how to move your business idea forward. These workshops meet on Zoom from 12 to 1:30 p.m. They are free and they are open to the public. You just have to register on Startup Tree. We have 3 coming up. And we would really encourage you all to attend the one on February 5th, the pitch telling your story. So this workshop in particular is going to center around the pitch, which is a big component of the Little Bang Pitch and Poster competition. So it's a good way to get you set up for success. And like I said, you can register for the Zoom workshop on Startup Tree. Perfect. I also wanted to talk a little bit about the Big Bang Business Competition. So Little Bang is a great segue to Big Bang. You're going to be getting lots of feedback from not only spectators, but from an amazing set of judges. And if you decide to develop your idea further, Big Bang is a great competition to submit your idea to. The competition for Big Bang runs from March 3rd till May 20th, so there will definitely be time between. The final registration deadline is going to be March 3rd, so that'll be the final deadline to register for Big Bang. Perfect. All right, and then we have a couple of QR codes if you want to connect with us. We have our LinkedIn on there, our Instagram, our Linktree. These are all great ways to get in touch with us. I'll leave that on for another second. Perfect. All right, so this is the questions session, or part of the session. If you want to unmute yourself to ask the question, that is totally okay. If you want to put it in the chat, that's also welcomed. Yeah.
Hi, could you talk a little bit more about the customer phone calls? Like what's expected about that and like where we can find more details about that?
Yeah, of course. So the reason that we ask for the customer summaries, that's a way for you to research your target audience. Wait 1 second, I had a bit on it as well. Yeah, so it's an opportunity for you to talk to customers and understand why they may need the service or product or app, whatever it is that you are offering. We ask that you reach out to 5 potential customers and ask a short set of questions, and then you're going to factor that into your poster. I hope that answers your question, but if you need more clarification, happy to provide it.
Okay, thank you. And then this information can also be found on your website, right? So I can just go look at the.
Yes, that is
Okay.
correct.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course, and we have a template for the customer call survey, so you'll be able to find that on our website as well.
I'm not sure if you mentioned this earlier, but will you post this recording of the meeting?
Yes, I believe it will be uploaded onto our website, but I'll also be following up and sharing the slide deck with you all, since I have your emails. That way you don't have to memorize all of this information.
Thank you so much.
Of course. Yeah, I'll talk a little bit more on this. One question that often comes up is that what stage does your idea or concept need to be at? Or for the Little Bang, we're asking that it be an early stage idea, so you're still fleshing it out. If you have something that you've worked on the past for a class and you wanna build on that, we encourage that, so that you're not completely starting from scratch. Or a personal project that you want to develop further, that's definitely encouraged. Like I said, Little Bang is a good opportunity for you to, do some, further develop something that really interests you. I'm sorry, I saw a question in the chat. Do we need a partner to enter the competition? No. So for Little Bang, you can enter as an individual or you can enter as a team. Yeah, so totally up to you. Perfect. Awesome. Another question. Is it possible to participate in Little Bang this year and then participate in Big Bang next year? Absolutely. Yes. It does not have to be within the same year. You can choose to do Little Bang, and then if you want to develop your idea and prep for Big Bang and do Big Bang next year, it's totally okay. Of course. And then if there are people who are, oh, awesome, another question. Must the PDF poster that you submit in the registration be the final version of the poster? Yes. So after you submit the PDF of your poster on February 10th, the judges will have access to the submissions prior to the 13th. So what you submit on Startup Tree is what they will be able to see, or is what they'll be expecting to see and grading, or scoring, sorry. How many judges will there be? There will be a panel of 4 judges. And these judges are quite familiar with the competition. They've already helped to judge. They helped judge last year's competition, and it's a great set. Yes, and like Nikki mentioned in the chat, judges are past winners and business executives. So they definitely have experience with either doing pitches or judging them. Yeah, and then I'd like to ask a question for those of you who might still feel on the fence about participating. Is there, what are the obstacles that are perhaps maybe holding you back from registering and participating? Great, yeah, thanks for sharing, Monica. So if you're looking for a partner, this session could perhaps be a great way. Yeah, this session could perhaps be a great way to find someone. If someone else currently in this info session is also in need of a partner, it's definitely possible to connect on here. Any ideas on other ways to connect with potential partners?
Yes, if you're looking for specific backgrounds or technical expertise, you can also, reach out to the different departments on campus and see if any of the instructors or counselors over there can connect you with some students. In the past, we've tried to help facilitate this. So in the fall, we had an in-person session for team formation, and then these info sessions, we really try to help connect people. We're always trying to work with that mechanism, so it's something that's always a work in progress, but right now that's what we really do suggest. It's really common for a business student to pair up with a scientist, engineer, social science student and do really well in the competition. So just kind of getting out on campus and talking to others in other departments is a great way to go.
Yeah, and then to add on to that, maybe if like in your classes, if you're part of any clubs, maybe just bringing it up, asking if you can make an announcement and, hey, I want to do this competition. Is there anybody who would like to do it with me? That might be another good way to find a potential partner. All right, we have a similar question. Do you need a partner for Big Bang? So
It is not required. A lot of people go through the competition just on their own, but it is a lot of work. And so we often suggest that you try to find a partner so you can share the workload and with the deliverables, because it can be pretty intense, but it's not required.
And yeah, I think that's another reason why Little Bang can be such a good opportunity, because if you don't, if you are in search of a team, it could be a good opportunity to network with maybe other people who are doing pitches there as well, who underwent the Little Bang pitch and poster competition, so they might also want to participate in Big Bang. Are there recordings of past competitions? I don't believe that there are, no. Yeah, typically the day of the competition, the pitches are happening relatively quickly. The way that it works is that teams are assigned a number, and then teams present their pitch and their poster in front of the judges in that numerical order. And then in that pitch room, there's audience members and spectators who are in the room as well, but we don't record it.
And that's for Little Bang only, that you have an audience. For Big Bang, it's a closed door session with just the team and the judges. And so we don't record any of the pitches because it's a closed door session for Big Bang.
All right, another really good question. For the customer call summary, would it be all right to interview people who speak languages other than English? When we submit the summary, should we provide a translation of their responses, their original language, or both? Yeah, so it is definitely okay to interview people who speak languages other than English. And then as for submitting the summary, can it be in a language other than English?
Well, we prefer it to be in English because the judges who will be reviewing your deliverables, they're generally English-speaking judges. Some of them are bilingual, but it's not guaranteed. So we really encourage you, if possible, to submit everything in English. But to answer your question more completely, I'm just reading through it again. It's okay to interview people who speak other languages. That's absolutely, if that's a target customer that you have for your product or service, absolutely. You would just, when you write your summary, you would just need to translate so the judges would understand what your conversation was like.
That's a really good question. Also, for the customer call summary, should we aim to interview people from different companies or affiliations, or could maybe a couple be from the same company affiliation? I would say so. We only require 5 people be interviewed. I don't believe that there is any restrictions or limitations on who you can interview, but it is encouraged that you get a more diverse set of responses.
Mm-hmm.
So I think, yeah, to answer your question, I think either would be okay. Yeah. Perfect,
Wait,
yes.
sorry, just to clarify that last thing, for the customer call, so you said you wanted like a kind of more of a diverse group. But should we still just focus like within like the target audience for our product, or would you want us to like really like talk to a lot of diverse like people who may or may not have any use for our like idea, or
Yeah.
you know?
Sorry, I might have been a
So
little misleading. I apologize for that. I think when I said the word diverse, I meant as in like you might want to interview a potential customer. I think last year, one of the winning submissions was C-nails, and for example, I believe that they interviewed like a potential customer and a nail technician. So people within the realm of your target market, if that makes, if that's more clear. Yeah. Great, all right, and it looks like we're coming up towards the end of the session. Does anyone have any last minute questions? Feel free to add them in the chat. I have one more slide to bring up. All right, so if you are ready to apply, or even if you still have questions, you can apply at UC Davis Startup Tree. And then if you are interested in learning more, that's the link to our website. And like I said, I'll be sharing this slide for you, so all of this information will be available to you. If you still have questions, you can contact us at aggieinnovators@ucdavis.edu or my email, which is right on there. And then I also have Zoom hours via Zoom hours. So if you have any further questions or need help with just the competition in general, they'll be from Wednesdays from 2 to 3 p.m. and then from Fridays from 10 to 11 a.m. Especially with the deadline nearing, please feel free to reach out and we'll do our best to help you. Great. So that's the end. Thank you all for participating and for coming to the info session. We all hope that this was informative. Yeah, thank you.
Have a great day, thank you. We'll see you at the competition.